Good morning and welcome to Crafters TV. It's our wake-up call. I hope everyone's ready, and if you've not seen me before, my name is Jan Brown and I'm here to host today. So just to give you a little sneak preview of what we've got coming up during the day, had to remind myself before we started, it is Wednesday today. It is Wednesday. We'll be getting mixed up with the days. So yeah, we've got our usual lineup for Wednesday. So we're starting off, as I say, launching with Wake Up Call, which I'll tell you a little bit more about shortly. And then at 3 o'clock this afternoon, I'm back with a brand new launch. And I'm really looking forward to this. We've got some brand new creative expressions, dies and stamp sets, and some more colouring mediums for you. So we'll give you a little sneak peek of that during the show. So that's coming up at 10 a.m. on the East Coast and 7 a.m. at Pacific Coast. So I hope you can join us for that one. A little bit more information during the show. And then I'm back again at 7 o'clock here in the UK this evening with our Creative Craving show. So geared up for more of a beginner crafter. I know a lot of you tend to join in and come and say hello, but demo-wise, I'm sort of geared up for if you're starting your craft journey. And that's at 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. East Coast, and 11 a.m. in the Pacific Coast. So yeah, I'm not here alone. I'm definitely not here alone. You might have got a little sneaky peek earlier. I've got two very nice young men in the studio with me today. So Ben, what else have we got coming up?
Oh, you were talking about me. You were talking about me. Oh, and David, of course, as well. I'll tell you about the jumper in just a second. But in case you didn't know, we've launched on TikTok. It's something that we did during our sweet 16th birthday event. So you can head on there, catch some fun behind-the-scenes videos. Generally, lots of videos. There's quite a few videos on there of me mucking about at the minute.
A little bit.
A little bit. This is the guy that gets me to do all those silly videos. But if you're not familiar and would like to learn more about TikTok, you can send in your questions. Our social expert David Garfer is going to be with us for a bit of a chat a little bit later on. So if you've got any questions about TikTok, what it's all about, what we do there, this is the guy who's going to answer all those questions, aren't you?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Cannot wait.
So we'll be speaking more to David a little bit later on. And also, just to mention, this coming weekend, make sure you mark your calendars because UK Daylight Savings is happening this coming weekend, 31st of October. We fall back. So this show, as of next week, will be 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Pacific. Our 3 o'clock shows will be 11 and 8, and our 7 o'clock show will be 3 o'clock and midday. But we'll remind you of all of that as we head through the days and head towards the weekend when our clocks go back. Lots to chat about, more with David a little bit later on, but let us remind you as to what this week's Get It Got It Good deal is. Yeah, brand new, of course, this week it is our Illustrator collection. 36 pens in total here, and this price is yours for this week or whilst stocks last, $63.74 or $101.95. It is 50 bonus points coming your way as well. If you fancy that deal, get it this week whilst you can, because as I say, the deal will change next week. On Monday. Just to say as well, in case you're wondering about the jumper, I know Jan was saying earlier on that we've all been a little bit confused as to what day it is, what's going on. I read the wrong memo. I've got to be honest with you, I read the rundown last night for the show, and I thought today was Pumpkin Day. But apparently you all did that yesterday. So apologies. But then a lot of the guys said, you know what, you should keep your jumper on just to show everybody that you made the effort. So hopefully you had a great Pumpkin Day yesterday. I'm enjoying it on my own today.
Party for one.
Yes. Taxi for one at the end of the day as well. But we have got lots of new goodies. Oh, don't knock stuff over before you start, Ben. We have got lots of new goodies to bring to you today. And like Jan says, a brand new launch coming up for you with Creative Expressions. And in fact, two brand new launches that we're going to bring to you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. This is a gorgeous collection. It is the Vintage Botanicals collection with 80 elements in total. It's a real kind of step back down memory lane. It reminds me a little bit of like the school trips we used to do, like the Outward Bound trips, when you used to have to go out and make your own little sort of booklets and collect nature and go out and see all of these different creatures. It's a beautiful collection which is going to bring you things like your dies. The tags in here are gorgeous. You've got some absolutely beautiful backgrounds as well with the honeycomb and that almost sort of cheesecloth texture going in, and then some beautiful stamps there as well, which you're going to absolutely love. If you're a big fan of creative expressions, this set I have a feeling will be falling into your basket as we head through the day today. $63.86 platinum price on this. $93.78 if you're platinum as well. And more on that to come in just a few moments' time with Jan. We've got some beautiful, beautiful brand new inks to show you as well, but more on that to come in just a bit. If Christmas is very much on your mind, someone will tell us how many days there are to go, how many sleeps till Santa, then this next set is one which you will definitely want to be getting your hands on, not during the craft house, but during Creative Cravings a little bit later on. This is the Christmas centerpiece die collection, 6 dies and 12 sheets of acetate, basically allowing you to create these really beautiful, gorgeous scenes. And whether you're popping vellum or acetate behind these, they're going to be looking absolutely gorgeous. So more of your sort of religious themed cards, I suppose, to more of like, I suppose, your traditional Christmas. My favourite in there, and you knew that I was going to say it, the one with Father Christmas over the rooftops with the reindeer flying by. It's a gorgeous collection, and again, the price today is amazing. £24.92 if you're platinum, or $31.53. Everyone saves $20.78 or $26.28. And again, you can get in on that right now. Little sneaky peek on this, or you can wait till later on when we bring that to you on Creative Cravings, 7 o'clock tonight, 2 o'clock East Coast, 11 o'clock on the West Coast. And then something else which you're going to absolutely love is our Liftables collection. Again, this is coming up later on. A beautiful, beautiful collection is this. And I think, let me just double check. Yes, we're giving you a 45% saving on this. And what I love about the Liftables, not only have you got the ability to create that kind of 3D effect by, getting the butterflies or the stars or whatever it might be popping out of your card projects, but you've also got the ability to totally personalize your projects here as well. Because I remember when these first launched, I thought it was just like the one die allowing you to create that effect, but you've got lots of little dies within each set allowing you to totally personalize the flowers or the stars or the butterflies or the hearts, whatever it might be. And of course you can mix and match those up as well. That's a brilliant price today, £26.37 if you're platinum, better than half price, or $36.82 if you're shopping with us in the US. Hi to Sherry, who's in from Illinois, also Melissa from Kentucky, Debbie's in from New York, Linda is in from Wisconsin. Panda Crafts on YouTube says, hi Jan, Ben and David. Ben, mucking about, don't be silly, as if. Never. And Alexia says, I love pumpkins and I love the sweater too. Well, thank you for the pumpkin love. I'm just glad that you can appreciate this even though I'm a day late. Let's go over to Jan, who's going to have a look through this brand new collection from Creative Expressions. As I say, we've actually got 2 brand new collections. The second I'll show you in just a little bit, but this is really gorgeous, this vintage botanicals, isn't it?
It is. It's sort of very nature themed, and this style of stamp really, really sort of appeals to me because there are so many elements for you to mix and match within your crafting, no matter what that crafting may be. So whether you like stamping, whether it's just to add a little bit of detail here and there to scrapbooking, it may be journaling, it may be art journaling, whatever your thing is, these will fit in with that craft. So yeah, I was really excited when these landed on my doorstep. Now I've got 1 or 2 of them to show you now. We're going to do a demo with them this morning, along with the new botanical stains that we've got on the show as well, and I'll explain all about those in a second. And then I've got lots of demos lined up if you can join us later on in the day for that launch. Yeah. So first one this morning then, I'm going to look at the 3 sets, the 3 large stamp sets that we've got in there. So we've got Butterfly Walk, and you can see there that we've got that lovely arrangement, and you've got some decent size pieces. We're going to use this one in our project this morning, but I've got a demo using the tall skinny one. You've got little elements here that you can use in the background, all the wording, the meanings there. You know, there's loads of different bits. The tag, you know, they've just thought about all sorts. Even the postcard, just this is a separate stamp. Now these are all clear stamps. You can see here we've got these all clear. They're acrylic stamps, all right, for this particular set. And then again, we've got nature finds and sort of more of an individual. So you've got like strands of sort of leaves and flowers and things like that. That gorgeous, just that little text stamp on its own, just really handy for adding in those little bits of details. And I love these. I've been playing with this figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, just sort of that. If you like making up designs rather than it just being, this is your stamp, stamp it out. These are great. And then this one, you might think, Jan, you've lost the plot, but this just appeals to me all over. I love anything that's got numbers on. I'm a bit of a number person.
Yeah.
And just adding that little bit of a number to your project, you'd be amazed what a difference it makes. And again, you know, making your own, if you like journaling and things, making your own tickets and that kind of thing, you've got some of the shapes in there to stamp out. You've got the long one there, adding the relevant dates or numbers in there. If you wanted to make your own receipts to pop in journals, that kind of thing, really, really brilliant. And again, all nice, clear acrylic stamps in there. And then I'm also going to bring in one of the die sets. We're going to have a look at the tags as well, and we're going to make our project on one of the tags. You can see you've got multiple designs there, starting from 8 inches on the largest one down to the little one at the bottom, and I'll go through the measurements with you later on. Even the little eyelets that you can put on the top of the tag. So, and it's got a lovely sort of torn edge on this one. It's not a straight edge, so we'll have a look at that as well in a second. Just to show you a few samples of things that you can do with these before we get demoing. Very sort of, you know, if you have a look at that one there and just look, we've got some of the colours in there. We've got the colour misters back on the show as well. But you can see those little sections of text in there. You can see that number where it makes an appearance. And even though we've used that larger stamp, the little flowers are on one of the sets. So yeah, using those with the colours. Again, you know, if you like to heat emboss, was that taller stamp here, and then just embossing the details. We've used that little tiny stamp here that looks like a little piece of cheesecloth around the edge to create a border here, and just emboss that with the gold. Again, collector of beautiful things. I think that's a really nice stamp to have with these. And we've also got some other elements coming up on the show as well. So again, we've got this gorgeous honeycomb die, which I'm going to use on the later show. And I'm actually going to use it to stencil through. So again, doing something a bit different. But then here you can see the stamp sets again, almost like those little specimen cards, figure 1, figure 2. So that's the neutral tones. And then again, bringing that sort of nice springtime sort of colours, but they've got that vintage feel. So you've got the stains here in the background. And I just think, as I say, I'll explain a little bit more about them in a second, but you've got that lovely sort of meaning at the bottom there. And you can build up those scenes. So it's all about, and almost sort of dipping into mixed media a little bit, building up those layers. And that's exactly what we're going to do with them this morning. So let's have a look then. We'll pop those to one side. And I'll cut the tag in a little while. The first thing I want to do is talk to you about these new stains. So we've actually got 8 new colours. I've picked 3 of them for my design here. And they're a dye-based ink. So you might think, well, we've seen dye-based ink before, Jan. What's different about them? And what they've done with these is they've brought them to you, first of all, with the little dropper in the bottle itself,
like
so you can literally draw up the ink and then direct it to where you want it. But the other thing, and they really have managed this, when I had a play with these at home, the idea behind them is that they've tried to create a colour palette that you could make in nature. So for example, if you were using natural things to make colours, so things like berries and flowers and things like that, that's what they've gone for with the colour palette. And it's got a really sort of vintage feel to it. So Ben's going to go through all the colours with you a little later on, but I'm just going to show you how to use them to start off with. Now, I had a play on my glass mat. You know, I'm a big lover of my glass mat. And I've also had a play on my craft mat and found out that for the technique I want, they actually behaved better on the surface of the craft mat. There's obviously some difference between the two there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of watercolour card and we're going to start and create just a background with them to start off with. So things that I'm going to need then, I've got the old heat tool handy. So we're going to need that one just to dry the layers off. I've got a little bit of tissue at the ready, and I've chosen, we've got carrot top green. So again, when we put them on the dark mat, they just look like blobs of dark ink, but once we start picking the colour up, you'll see what I mean. So again, pop it into the bottle, squeeze the top, and it basically fills up your pipette there. You can see that I've now got the ink inside there. Yeah? And then all I'm going to do is just drop maybe 4 little droplets on here.
Okay.
Now these are bottles of 60ml ink, so that you can see how little I've used there. So just a couple of words, just top tips. If I go straight in with my paper now, I'm just going to get a round blob of ink on my paper. So what I want to do is disperse this. So I'm literally, and you can see how it behaves on the craft mat. I want those little tiny sort of droplets.
Yeah.
And you know, the bigger the droplet, the bigger the splodge you're going to get on your paper. So all I've used is the end of my paintbrush, whatever you've got handy, to just disperse these a little bit, yeah? And then, instead of spraying this, because I don't want, if I spray this with water, I'm going to start and dilute the colour. So what I'm going to do is just spritz my cardstock a wee bit. I don't want it drenched, but I want it wet to so that as soon as these hit the card, it's going to start and move the colour. And then we're going to dip into that colour, and you can now see that we've got that gorgeous.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's a real, as I say, almost like a vintage feel to it. And you can move it around your card, and once you're happy with it, I'm actually going to dry that section off.
And what card are you using again?
This is watercolour card, yeah. Any time that you're sort of attacking card with water, then the watercolour card's been made for purpose. And I'm always talking about sort of, is your, you know, what you're working on, is it fit for purpose?
Yeah.
So yeah, the watercolour card, I have tried it with the stamping card, and it does works okay, but the watercolour card will take more water. So I'm just drying it off a little tiny bit, and then I'm going to go back into this same, I've still got loads of ink left. So again, we're going to go back in and we're going to pick up some more. Now the reason I've dried it is because if I just carried on picking the ink up, I'm just going to end up with a, you know, a sort of a green mess everywhere. I want to create some of those little speckles of ink there. So we're putting one layer over the top of the next one. If you've got too much depth of colour, you can dab it back out again, just with a piece of kitchen paper or a wet, you know, baby wipe, anything like that. But where I've got that massive big splodge from the beginning here, if I now go back in there with some of the dots, you can see how we can get that built up on top of it. So it is a process. It's not going to happen instantly, because if you put all, and I'm going to use 3 different colours, but what I tried originally was using them all together, and as you can imagine, when they all merged together, the colours that I'd chosen, any colours that you choose, when you mix them together, they make brown. Yeah. So we just ended up with a bit of sludge on the cardstock. Yeah. So if that's what you're looking for, go for it. But
if you want that sludge effect.
If you want sludge, then that's fine. But I wanted to actually get the beauty of those colours, so I'm just going to clean this off again now.
It's great to see how little goes a very long way as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. So I'm going to do the same. And this one's hibiscus. This is Jan's favourite. Oh my goodness. Absolutely beautiful. So again, I've done the same again. I probably didn't need 4 lots actually, but we're going to do the same process. So you can see, just as I spread it out a little bit more, you can see some of that pink coming through. Spread it out. As I say, the smaller areas you've got, the smaller bits you'll get on your project, whereas if you've got big splodges of it, that's what you're going to get on your project. So I'm just going to dab that little bit that's still wet there. And then we're going to do the same again. We're going to go and layer now the pink in with it. Just look at that shade of pink.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness, I was just like, wow, they must have known. They must have known, because I do like my pinks. But can you see? And then I'm sort of right, I've got some white going on here, so we'll just pop a bit into that gap. I've got some white going on at this side, so we'll literally pop some in there.
I love the unique nature of this type of crafting.
Honestly, you'll never get the same thing twice. But I just love the colour palette. As I say, it's got a proper vintage feel to it. And you can just imagine taking maybe some berries or some raspberries or something like that and crushing them up. Yeah. And actually making these colour stains from them. They are beautiful. And I think the fact that they've called them stains is perfect, because that is what it's doing. Now you can do lots of other things with them. I'm actually making backgrounds with them, but you can paint with them and you get a beautiful sort of translucent finish with them. I'm going to do a technique. If you can join us at 3 o'clock, I'm going to get the old shaving foam out.
Yes.
And we're going to drop some into there and have a go at there.
Amazing.
Our Ben's more than excited about
I love
that.
the shaving foam technique.
It's brilliant.
I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's one of my faves, apart from Jan keeps nicking all my shaving foam. You know, other than that.
I'm just going to pop 3. Now this one's called Tea Leaves. And again, when you see the colour, you'll see it does replicate as if you'd literally just got some tea, diluted it and used it to stain something with, which we often do. Any of you in the journaling world will know that we do tea and coffee stain things. So again, any wet bits I'm just going to blot, and then I'm going to do the same again. So just over the top and layer it up. And I'm going to sort of aim for some of those little bits now, try and fill some of the gaps in there. And we'll go down this side as well. But you can see how you've got that gorgeous sort of shadowing going on. All right, so move that one out of the way. We'll get that dry. And then you can use this as your background. We're going to stamp over the top of this, and we're actually going to heat emboss as well. So what I wanted was some colour in the background so that I can just literally use the stamp then as its silhouette form and just get that detail over the top. So once we've got this dry, and again, I'm just going to blot some of it just to help that drying process, because obviously you'll have all the time in the world, whereas we're always chasing the clock.
That's it.
But I just love, can you see all those different colour combinations in there? You know what I mean? It might not be your thing. This excites me tremendously. I love sitting and playing with anything like this. But yeah, there we go. So you can see now, and then obviously just give your card a good shape back into place. It will sort of return to its form. Now, I did actually pick up a tip the other day. If you are really struggling with the card, it will warp when you apply the water and the heat on it. But if you're really struggling to get it flat again, I know I've tried it with sort of piles of books on it. I've had it under the Gemini and that kind of thing. Somebody said the other day that if you've got access to a laminator that uses a card carrier, pop this in your card carrier and prop it through your laminator and it goes perfectly flat. So I've yet to try this, but it was a good and I thought, yeah, that's going to work in theory. So yeah, but I'm happy with that as it is now.
I like it.
So
really
I'm going to
cool
bring
effect.
in my stamping platform. Okay, and we're going to get some of the stamps out. Let me just move that because there's a wee bit of ink left on there. We're going to pop this in, and I've done this deliberately larger than what I needed so that I can decide whereabouts I want to stamp. And then I'm going to take my set from the butterfly walk. Just take the stamps out there, and I want that lovely large sort of collage. It's already been collaged with some background and that flower in it. And we're just going to decide whereabouts we want to pop that one there.
Okay.
Okay, pick that up with the stamping platform there. And then I'm just, as a little bit of insurance, I'm just going to use my little anti-static bag on here, just to make sure that if anything is still damp, this will soak up any moisture and it'll get rid of any sort of bits that are going to attract something that we don't want.
And there's always people tuning in late as well, so it's good to get these questions answered. So Debbie's just saying, is the stain water-based?
Yes, absolutely. It's a water-based dye ink.
Okay.
Okay.
And again, we've already chatted about this, but let's discuss it again.
Yeah.
Kathy's saying, could you put these inks into shaving cream?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
We're going to have a play with that. As I say, if you can join us at 3 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to have a play with that later and with some of the other collections. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to use my quick dry black ink to get that lovely black silhouette outline. And you've seen me do this before where we've actually layered up the ink. So the black quick dry is going to work to give me that depth of colour. And then for the last layer, I'm going to use my opaque pigment because it's sticky enough to create that surface to attract the embossing powder. So again, I'm going to stamp this one a couple of times in the black. Okay, but you can see where that's coming through now.
Yeah.
Just to give it a little bit more depth, we'll go again with that jet black from there.
Laura says, make Ben craft with the shaving cream.
Oh, you could come and have a play.
Can I come and have a play?
Do you want to come and have a play and do the reveal later?
Yeah, I mean, we've crafted together before on occasions, haven't we?
Yeah, but you could actually come
I can
over
come and
here
stand,
now,
like back in the olden days.
Yeah, Well, shall we?
I'm up for that, Jen. If you feel you can incorporate me in your work,
I think you could actually do the reveal there for us.
Yes.
And then that last one, I'm going to flick over to the pigment ink here, because this one will attract the embossing powder, and then we're going to emboss with clear embossing. And that's always my chosen way. If I'm working with black, I will always stamp in black and emboss in clear. I find black embossing powder is quite tricky to master, because you always end up with little specks where you don't want it. Even if you've used the anti-static bag, it just gets everywhere, and I think a clear embossing powder is much more forgiving. If I do get little specks in a place I don't need it, the clear's not really going to show up as much. So plenty of pressure on there. You can see how we built that up then, and then we're literally going to take this into the tub there and just cover it with that embossing powder. So you can see how it's gone sort of quite opaque now. Yep. So then once we get the heat tool on there, I've made a mess already. Look, and we're only on demo one. I've got stuff everywhere.
Hey, that's all right.
So just to get that warmed up.
Not like you're here all day.
And then literally, whether you heat it from the top or from underneath, it's very, very minimal, the difference between it. But if I do this here, you can see in this corner now, we're going from that lovely sort of opaqueness, we're going back to that black there.
Yeah. Lots of excitement about the show already. Fran is saying, I love when Jan is on. I learned so much. Nanny to the girls on Facebook says, I love watching Jan play with colour techniques. And Pandacraft says, I cannot wait for the shaving foam. I've only done it once before, but I've bought 5 cans. So if you run out, I've got plenty to share.
There we go. We know where to go then.
Yeah.
So just to show you how to incorporate some of these numbers, I know, as I say, I love anything like this, because just to add that little bit of extra detail in there, I'm just going to grab my little tiny stamping platform there to use for these, but any of the numbers will work. So I'm going to go with sort of a decent sized one, and it doesn't really matter what the number is. It helps if you get it the right way up though, Jan. There we go. And again, I'm going to go with that nice black ink.
Yeah.
And you can just add them and extend that design. So again, this one's going to become a tag. So I've actually got one that I've got sort of prepared ready, but again, just to add the number in here, you can see how it's sort of extending and elongating that detail. And then we've got a little bit here already, all right? And then the other one that I liked was in that first set. No, I'll tell fibs, it's in this one. That's it. So this one's in Nature Find. I love this figure 1, 2 and 3. So again, I had all these out. I just took them out of the packaging and kept them out because I was flicking backwards and forwards with them all the time here. So we'll just take figure 1.
It reminds me of the old encyclopedias.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
The scientific encyclopedias. My nana always used to have these, and whenever you used to do school projects, or you go off on a field trip to, kind of find nature and do like flower pressings and all that kind of stuff.
Right,
it reminds me of that.
Keeping like a little journal of what you're going to do.
Mm.
But yeah, just to sort of then add, maybe that this is figure 1. So again, it's sort of extending that stamp and just taking it to different levels. And then what I've done is I've cut this down, and you can see here when I bring this one in that we're pretty much along the same idea there. I've just trimmed it. I've got those extra little pieces in. This has got the embossing on. You can see where that's just catching the light there. And then I've torn the bottom edge. So the other thing that I wanted to just show you quickly in this one was the set of tags as well, because we're going to pop this onto the black base of the tag. So again, all the different sizes, and I've used the largest one to create my tag here. So the largest one in the set, if I remember rightly, I think is an 8-inch one. Not quite, 6.5 inches, all right, by 3.5. And that's what we're going to get from that largest set there. So I've cut that out of just some matte black card, and then I've also cut the little, I don't know what these are called. These will have a name, Ben.
Oh no, don't.
I challenge you. I should have had a look, shouldn't I? There's something, not messenger rings.
What?
There's
messenger rings?
They have a name anyway, but basically...
Someone tell me, please.
Yeah. So you can see when we actually get this one mounted on the tag now, we've got that detail. So let's stick that down. I'm going to use some Kalal glue there because we've used the cardstocks. We can get those stuck together. Just give that a little bit of a clean there. Okay, so we're going to pop the kalal on the back of there. And then what I did, because I did exactly the same at home, I actually created a larger background than what I needed. I actually had some of that background left. So what I've done is I took the little, the stamp that we used here, this one, and stamped it out again because I wanted the butterfly. We're going to layer that butterfly up. So I've literally stamped it out again and embossed it.
Yeah.
And basically created, and then just fussy cut this one out of it so that we can layer it up. So if we move all the bits out of the way, you can see we've got our tag there.
I've got nothing on the ring so far.
I know.
It was like the other day when, I can't remember who was on, and they were discussing what the name of the dot above the I and the J is called. It's like Debbie Robinson knows. A tittle.
A tittle?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Not heard that one before. I should have, really, shouldn't I?
Yeah, tittle.
A tittle. And then I've just grabbed a little bit of ribbon out of my stash at home there, and we're going to pop that through the little ring there and just fasten that off. And again, you know, just nice and simple. And I did think about making this an embellishment for the front of a card. So, you know, if you want to actually make a tag and then have that as your focal point on the card, you could do. But I thought, just, you know, for this purpose there, we'll just actually leave it as the tag. And I just think, you know, you've got all those gorgeous colours. This is the one that we did together when we made the background. All those colours in there, and literally you just cut it down to the bits that you need.
Yeah.
If I actually turn you that one round, we can have a look at that from the front there. But those stains just speak for themselves. You don't need to do much more when you've got that kind of depth of colour behind there. Yep, so that's just a little, just touching the surface of the collection that we've got on later on today at 3 o'clock.
Absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
And again, you know, you look at that tag, you see the finished result, and you think to yourself, how on earth would one go about creating something like that? And you've actually seen how easy it is to do. And again, love creating those different background effects that you've got as well with those botanical stains, which you're going to be able to pick up. Very popular, actually, the botanical stains. Lots of you already chatting about those. Oh, Diana says, is the name for that ring, is it a grommet? I
don't think so.
No, that's a cheese-eating dog, isn't it? Oh, sorry, you meant, oh no. I think maybe it is a grommet. I don't know, keep the suggestions coming anyway. If you want to go for this collection, 80 elements in total, it is absolutely beautiful. Just to say as well, you've got the 3 die sets included in there. A few of you asking about the makeup of that particular collection. You've obviously got the dies, which are the tags in there, and you've also got in there your cheesecloth craft die, and also your rustic honeycomb craft die as well. $63.86, $93.78 if you're platinum. We've got another collection for you as well as far as the Creative Expressions launch is concerned too. If you want to jump in and grab that one, again, we'll feature it more on the show a little bit later on for you as well. Really, really gorgeous this. And again, if you love that kind of nature's feel, if you love your florals as well, you'll love this collection. The Jewel Beetle, absolutely stunning is this. We'll actually show you coming up on your screen here for you. And then you've also got in there the beautiful Follow Your Dreams, which is that gorgeous bird with the floral detailing. And if you loved our floral animals in the past, you'll absolutely love this collection. You've got in there your orchids in bloom, your dragonfly delight. Wait till you see the fish in more details a little bit later on. I've actually got some pictures here that I can show you. The floral bubbles is absolutely stunning.
I'm going to play within the shaving foam later.
Hopefully you can get a bit of an idea as to how gorgeous these are, and that is the one later on. By the way, Jan, there's a lot of chat on the socials that people want me to get messy with the shaving foam with you later on.
No problem with that at all.
$38.71 for this collection. We'll show you more detail a little bit later on, or $57.75 if you want to jump in and grab these. Now, those botanical stains, again, basically set out to really mimic the colours of nature. Jan's actually done some swatches which we'll look at in more detail a little bit later on, but all of the colours available are the avocado pink. These are all $3.20 or $4.79 if you're platinum. You've got blackberry, You've also got your blueberry. The carrot top green is stunning. Why has that made you laugh, Georgina? Why has carrot top green made you laugh? What's so funny about that? You've got coffee beans in there, the hibiscus, which you saw in Jan's demo just a few moments ago, and also your tea leaves as well. Again, we'll look at those in a lot more detail a little bit later on for you. Just stunning. Get in nice and early is all I would say. Expect it to be another busy day with lots of new goodies and certainly some different items for you today to take a little bit of a look at. Now, also on the show, delighted to say, not just me and Jan, but we've got a very special guest joining us to chat more about TikTok. Now, if you're a little bit like me, you're probably like, what? TikTok? I feel like I've mastered Facebook. I feel like I'm an Instagram sort of apprentice, if you like, but TikTok is a little bit of a new thing to me. What is TikTok all about? What are we doing on TikTok? All of these questions will be answered in just a few moments' time by David Garfer, who is our social media Yoda here at Crafters TV. But just to give you a bit of an idea as to the kind of thing that we are doing on TikTok right now, we have got a little video to show you which gives you a bit of an idea of some of the things you'll be able to see which are already out there. Have a look at this. Oh, I love all that. I love the fact that Simon jumped the most out of everybody, and I also love the fact that we had to bleep Leanne, which was just brilliant. David Garfer, as I say, is our social media ace. I mean, that's just a bit of an example. Before we get into talk about TikTok, that's just a bit of an example, isn't it, of the kind of thing that TikTok's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a huge amount of different content on TikTok, but the main thing for me throughout everything is fun. There's question and answers, dancing videos that I know you've been a part of already, and lots more to come. But yeah, the possibilities are endless on TikTok.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing, isn't it? I feel like you and I have grown close over the last few weeks because basically you've been like, oh, I've got this idea for TikTok. I want to do this on TikTok. It's a silly dancing video. It's this, that, and the other. So I've been involved in quite a few of them. But you know, for people who haven't been on TikTok, I mean, what kind of content is there, and what kind of content are we going to be putting up specifically, which might be different to what you might see elsewhere? Yeah.
For sure. So what we're looking to do with this is to deliver the ultimate behind the scenes feature for Crafters TV. So all of the magic that you see on screen, we want to take that to the next level and give you a sneak peek into what happens when maybe the cameras are off.
Yeah.
So incredible fun. Lots of exciting things, both in and out of the studio. So you'll see people who are team members. John might even make an appearance.
Hey!
You never know. But lots and lots of exciting, fun, just lots to really get involved with, I would say.
Yeah.
For sure.
And again, like as I say, I'm totally new to this, and I'm learning all the time as well. But I found just sort of logging on to TikTok, you can kind of create your own playlist, as it were, to see the things that you want to see, can't you?
Yeah, you can make a very bespoke playlist. I tend to leave mine fairly open because what it actually does once you download the TikTok app, you create an account on there. The feed that you get is very much built from what you watch. So I don't actually set mine up like that. What I do is I just tend to follow a few of my favorite channels. So Crafters TV, Sarah Davies has a fantastic TikTok channel as well. And you'll automatically see their videos, you know, so, and you get everything on there. So what you tend to watch, what you tend to follow, you'll get more of. So if you go out there, find some channels that you like, and yeah, enjoy the content that's in front of you, but dead easy to set up. And one really common misconception, you don't always have to make TikToks to have an account.
Right.
So you can just set up yours to watch others, and that's what I would 100% encourage everybody to do. And if you do want to make your own, you can definitely get involved with that as well.
Just to say, if you've got any questions, by the way, for David, feel free to get those in the next couple of minutes, and we'll pop those his way as well. And that's really important, isn't it? Because I wasn't on TikTok before, but then when I learned that obviously Crafters TV had a TikTok channel, I thought I've got to sign up for this, got to watch the video. So you can just have an account as well and just watch. You don't have to do all of these different things, but it is nice and easy to sign up, isn't it?
So easy, so easy. So you just need to download the app on your mobile phone or an iPad, a tablet, and you can just create an account dead easy from there. So an email address, a password, and you are in and ready to go. And that's where the fun begins, really.
And why, again, for people who are a bit like, oh, I don't know, all these different things, it's Facebook, it's Instagram, it's TikTok, why specifically do people need to follow us on TikTok?
So TikTok is all about video. Video is the new sort of craze that's happening across all of our social channels, and where that's all shifting. And what it gives you is a much more interactive experience. So it's the moments that you see on a day-to-day, that you can just go at the touch of a button and see all the time, whenever you want, convenient to you, So realistically, if you want to see what is really going on behind the scenes, if you want to capture or if you want to actually get on there and understand the magic that you guys are delivering, that's the place to be for sure.
And it honestly, it's one of those things, right, where you go, oh, I don't think I'll have a look at it. But then you look at one video, and then you look at another video, and before you know it, it's the next day.
You literally lost the day.
Yeah.
You lost the day completely. You end up just getting absorbed by TikTok.
Yeah.
And it's so fun, so unique, and if you haven't tried it yet, please go on and try it. You will not regret it.
And just to say as well, we'll just recap on how you can find us there as well. There's loads of different, I mean, this is probably the wrong words, but there's loads of different like trends, aren't there? So, like, lots of different things that sort of go on TikTok.
Yeah, so you've got lots of different trends and lots of different sound trends as well. So an example of that would be the dance that we did with you and Debbie.
Oh, yes.
And you had lots of fun with that, jumping around, being silly. But that was an example of a trend. And what we found was, we came in a particular day and this had gone viral, So across all of TikTok, there was loads of people doing this dance craze, and we got Ben and Debbie involved, which was really fun. So, yeah.
Yeah, you need to definitely go across and have a little look, because I think that's where, I guess we're still going to be doing stuff on our Instagram and on our Facebook. There's going to be more on TikTok from us, isn't there?
Exactly that. So all of the channels are growing. The content that we're getting out there is increasing on all of them. So we're not going anywhere on Facebook and Instagram, of course, but TikTok is this new insight. We're going further than we ever have before into the behind the scenes features. And just like we've seen there's team members getting involved as well. So it's very much about the community we have here. So yeah, well worth tuning in for.
Absolutely, yeah. If you love all of the backstage stuff, if you love seeing the guys who work behind the scenes here, definitely tune in. Christine just says, lol, I'm on TikTok, it's fun. My daughters are on it a lot. And Alexia just saying, loving your TikTok, Ben, looking spiffy. I think that means good, spiffy. Yeah. If people want to tune in and find out more about our TikTok, so how do people do it?
So basically what you want to do is download the TikTok app. You can then create an account very simply in less than 30 seconds and search Crafters TV, and you can follow us on there and see all of the magic and the fun that we've already created and will be in the next few weeks as well.
Amazing stuff. Just from my point of view as well, are you going to be grabbing me again over the... I always feel like when you've got a stupid idea, you always come to me.
There's definitely a trend going on there. There's definitely a trend. Yeah. But we've got a few ideas to run past you, see if you're up for them, and maybe get a few other people involved as well. So if you guys have any suggestions of who you'd like to see on TikTok as well, let us know.
Ben, any chance you can do like a little quick change thing? Yeah, okay. Ben, any chance you can do a funny dance? Yeah, okay. Ben, any chance we can smash a cupcake in your face? Yeah, okay, whatever you fancy, really. I like him, really. I mean, despite what a lot of people say, David's a nice bloke. David, it's brilliant always to catch up with you. He knows I'm only joking.
Great to catch up with you too.
Thanks a lot. And we'll be looking forward to seeing more stuff on TikTok soon.
Yeah, very much so. Thank you so much.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, do make sure you check it out. Lots of things to follow us on social media, getting all the behind the scenes stuff. You're getting all of the stuff here live in the studio as well. So much going on right now, and really exciting times here at Crafters TV. Right, lots more to come back to, because it is a busy old day. Lots of new launches to bring to you. So if you've got stuff in your carts right now, time to check out your carts, time to check out your baskets, and we'll be back with more demos in just a second.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet.
The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Lots of lovely comments coming in about TikTok. Give it a look, definitely. Even if you have no intention of TikToking yourself or whatever it's called, definitely have a look at our page because there'll be lots more going up there over the course of the next few weeks and months, I am sure. Christine just saying, loving Jan's projects. She did an aluminium or aluminum foil embossing folder technique on launch on the 22nd that intrigued me. Had to do it. Love it. So easy. All her ideas are GREAT. Great. And I tell you what, if you're loving her ideas, you're about to see some more ideas now on another collection that we've got coming up on Creative Cravings a little bit later on, with Christmas very much on the horizon. We watched our first Christmas movie in the Moseby household yesterday. The Christmas centerpiece die collection. You're going to get some beautiful, beautiful dies in this collection, along with 12 sheets of acetate as well. £24.92 platinum price. $31.53 if you're shopping with us in the US. And Jan's going to take us through the beautiful collection right here.
It is. It's a really nice, and it's a gorgeous collection, but I just think it's got that sort of ability to, they're almost like a little mini creator card. Because once you've got this in the front of your design, wherever it is you're going to pop it on your project, you've got that focal point again there ready for you. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at all the designs, and then I've got a few samples to show you, some inspiration, and then we'll do a demo with them. So the first one up on our roll call is Opulent Baubles, and again you can see we've got the size of the die here for you. We've just cut it into the black card as a silhouette, but then we've actually given you an idea of how it would look if you were to cut it into, for example, your card front there. Pop some of your coloured card behind it, start adding a bit of colour to the detail on the front, and all of a sudden you're creating something. This is just one example of that particular die there, but just by adding your pattern papers to it, a little bit of gilding wax there onto the embossed feature of the die, a few gems, and you transformed it into something that's really quite stunning. So that was Opulent Baubles. Then we've got our Sprigs of Holly there. That's the one I'm going to use in my demo in a second or two. So we've done the same idea here, but again, just to show you an example. There we go. I will get this right one day. 3 years down the line, you'd think I'd know which way, wouldn't you? It's like when you're trying to get ready in the mirror and it's the wrong way around. But you can see how that is actually cut into the front of the card there, and they're stable enough, if I move this out of the way, stable enough to stand even though we've cut elements away from that card front there. Again, Christmas collection wouldn't be complete without the snowflakes. So this one's cascading snowflakes. Love this one. Looks gorgeous, cut into glitter card. Something this intricate, I would probably be using my metal shim if I was cutting glitter card. But again, just to give you an idea there, let's move the board out of the way. But again, you know, using them, we've used it twice on that one, once on the front there, and then once cut into the insert, just to give you like a double section there. But really, really nice focal pieces. And then I'm just going to turn these ones around portraits. We've got the reindeer family. This was really popular when we launched them. And again, even though we've called it a Christmas collection, I think, you know, you've got some sort of all year round use with that one. I know when I demoed this previously, I made a retirement card using this one, using the craft card and some sort of brown shades, you know. So yeah, it is a Christmas collection, but it doesn't have to be. We have done on this particular sample, I just think this is gorgeous. But again, you know, you can see behind there, if I drop that in there, you can see that detail. You can see the black there with the detail in the background. Absolutely beautiful. You know, mixing and matching it with your stamp sets that you've got. Then we go on to Follow the Star. So again, you've got that typical Christmas theme there, nativity theme going on. So again, you've got the same format. We've just done it in the front of the card. And then again, we've got the craft card. I love the colour combination on this one with the craft and the black and the red and white. So again, we've popped it in the back there so that when it's closed, you've got that shadow effect at the front there.
Yeah, it really works.
Cleverly done. And then finally,
my favourite.
'Twas the Night. I just love this one with the and again, even though there's so much cut away from it, there's enough anchor points to keep it together. But we've actually popped the pack of acetate there with it today for you, so that if you wanted to put acetate behind here, or you can use your vellums if you've got vellum at home, that kind of thing. And again, just to give you an idea of what they look like, you've got that one there. So we've put some coloured card behind the houses there to make it look as if the lights are on, and then we've used that lovely sort of inky background that we've all made. You know, we've got baskets full of them by now. And again, I just think they're a really nice little collection, nice and simple to do. They will fit through, the dies themselves will fit through your midi upwards. Obviously, like I've said many times, it depends on the size of your project as to whether you would need the larger plates to cut them. So let's have a look then. Let's pop those to one side. We're actually going to use the sprigs of holly.
Okay.
All right, for this one. So your die itself is just over 6 inches tall and about 2 1/4 inches wide from one side to the other. So I've actually cut my cards at 6 inches so that it just overhangs the edge slightly, but you're still going to get the design. So we'll take that off there, and then I've actually brought craft card again for this one. So I just need to find my, I didn't grab my plates earlier. Let me just grab the plates for the, we should be okay with those ones. Right, so what I've done then is I've measured out my card. We're going to make like a diorama style card, and I want to cut this into the front. So I've actually cut my card and scored it, ready to put those that shaping in it for the diorama. So we're going to get this kind of effect. Okay, and I want to cut this right down the centre. So we need a little bit of low tack tape there. Just pop that right on the middle. I'm just pretty much eyeballing the middle there. And again, I'm going to stick it down because I don't want it to move. So what I've done, because mine is 6 inches tall, the die's just a fraction taller than that. So I'm literally just going to hang it right across the edge, and I'm looking at a similar distance at each side there. And then I'm going to tape it into place so that it doesn't move when we pass it through the machine. Now there's a great opportunity to emboss as well. So let me just grab the embossing mat. She says I've got the big one there. We need a little one. Should be a little one knocking around somewhere, she says.
Has someone not left it tidy down there? Have you got it? There you go.
There we go. So yeah, we always die cut first, and then we do the embossing afterwards. So what I'm going to do, because we're on the junior plates there, let me have a think. I'm going to do it like that. So as long as I've got my dye trapped between the plates, we're okay. So literally pop the shims in, pop the top plate on, and then I've actually got my large Gemini, and we can pass that through the machine there.
Just as it's going through, Sarah's just said after watching Jan's first demo, I've ordered all the stains and the entire collection. I love Jan's demos. And Mo on YouTube, love the double section of the Christmas centerpiece dies. They're a lovely, lovely collection. So super easy to use these as well. And certainly for £25, $32 today, a lovely collection to go for this Christmas. I don't know how everybody's doing as far as getting ready for Christmas is concerned, but it will be, look at Jan's face, he's just gone.
No, it's still October yet. Ask me this time next month whether I've started.
I thought you were going to say ask me this time next week.
No, next month.
Right.
Right, so all I've done then is I've opened my sandwich of plates up with the die facing upwards, and I'm going to remove the clear plate and this time pop that embossing over the top.
Yeah.
So my die's still facing up, and then put this one back. And then as always, when we put the embossing plate in, we need to remove the magnetic shim. Otherwise it's going to be too thick and we're going to start struggling with the pass through the machine. So I've got clear plate, then I've got my cardstock with the die on, with the magnetic, the embossing one over the top, and then the other two just to make up the right depth. And we're going to pass it through again, and what you'll find is there are areas, I'll show you the die in a second when we take it off, there are areas in the die that have no cutting edge around it, and that's what you want to be looking for as far as embossing is concerned. So I'll show you what I mean by that. We'll just take those pieces away from there, pop those out of the way, and then just very, very gently we'll move the tape. Just get that rolled out of the way.
It's something we've seen a lot more recently, I feel. We're doing demos with dies and then embossing with them and then maybe like inking through them as well.
Yeah.
Lots of dies give you that embossing
all
opportunity,
the dies, yeah, all the dies technically have that sort of three techniques for them. So to die cut them, then to emboss them, and then if you wish you can actually ink through them. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm going to do, Ben. I'm actually going to ink through here before we take some of this off. So I'm just going to grab my little box of I love this one, and I'm just going to take probably the red one. I think I just want to highlight those little berries in here before we take the rest of it off, and then I'm going to use it without so where the berries are there, I'm just going to push. I haven't even actually re-inked this, it's already got some ink on it, but just push it through. It doesn't damage your stencil. Okay, they clean off because the dies are water based. It will clean off, and then once we've got that bit done, I can literally, well, I was just going to say turn it over, but it's literally just falling away there. Now if I get this close up to the camera for you and tilt this, can you see where that embossing mat has now created the most gorgeous embossed detail on the leaves here?
Yeah,
so you've got all the veining in the leaves, and then it's actually done some work on the bow at the top as well there. So it's worth doing. And what I meant by open sections in your die, if you have a look at your die, if we just come and have a closer look again, you can see that there's cutting edges here, which are what are cutting out the gaps in the middle. But where the veins are on the leaves and the berries, you've got a gap but no cutting edge. So whenever that appears inside your dies, the same with the bow here, you're going to get that ability to emboss. So have a good look at your dies when you get them. When you buy a new set of dies or a new die, have a look at them and see if there are any areas that are open on the die that don't have a cutting edge around them. That is going to allow that spongy mat to actually push the cardstock into the gaps, and that's what gives you that lovely embossed detail. So we'll pop all those bits to one side, and then what I want to do is take some of the other colours. So we've got the grasshopper there, and we've put a collection of ink pads together for you to go with this one, and I think the grasshopper's actually on that list.
You've got the Chinese red, twilight grey, green topaz, grasshopper, fire brown, and sandstorm were also in that collection as well, giving you your square blending tool, which is rectangle, of course, And you also got a 10-pack of refills included in there too. Bottom of your screen right now for those. We've got another collection as well for you, which we've put together for your liftables, but we'll talk about that a little bit more later on. Just talking about inks as well, Jen, just whilst you are just using those there, Panda Crafts has asked, what Spectrum Noir ink would I use to stamp on acetate?
Now then, I've tried this, and technically you would need a solvent ink, so you would need one of the waterproof, but when I tried it, I couldn't get the Spectrum Noir ones to dry. So I don't know whether we're actually geared up for acetate because it's a non-porous surface. So if you were watching when I was here the other day, when I did the foil technique, I'd got my StazOn ink pads with me, and I use those if I'm stamping on acetate. A lot of cardstock obviously is porous, so it allows the ink to sink in, and then you'll get that drying time depending on which ink you're using. But with acetate, with it being non-porous, the ink just sits on the surface. And even with the heat tool, I was struggling to get the ink to dry before the acetate started sort of curling a little bit. So yeah, that's something maybe we need to have a look at. So all I've done here, I've just got a scrap of paper just to sort of, I don't want to bring the ink into the design, the rest of the design here, I just want it on the leaves. So literally I'm just using the scrap against the edge there, and I've used some of our grasshopper ink there just to colour in the leaves on here. Add a bit of detail because I want this to be the focal point. And then also, because we could pop those to one side, I also brought the gilding wax out because, where are we? I just felt here that this lent itself. The finger's better today. Look, I've gone in with the middle finger.
Oh, is it repaired now?
Yeah, it's all healed now, so we're good. And then just over the leaves here.
Oh, yeah.
It just, again, because this is embossed and it's highlighted, it sort of pushes the green into the background, and then the gilding wax is picking up that veining on the leaves. And, you know, you do as much or as little as you want. It may be that you want to colour this section in with some of your pens. You know, you could do that. It may be that you want to recut the die, so you could actually cut it again out of green and the red and overlay these pieces. You know, there's so many different ways you can use them, and that's what I like about things that have more than one sort of way of using them. And then I actually coloured the whole of the bow in with the gilding wax as well there, so that we've got a nice gold bow.
Lovely combination of colours. And the craft card as well for Christmas cards, I just think is an absolute winner, isn't it?
It is. Well, you know, I love my craft card. I use it an awful lot. I use it probably too much. I need to order some more, actually, because I noticed when I was doing the prep for this, it was getting a bit low. So, yes, I need to pop some on my next order. So we'll just get rid of all that and clear it up, and then I'll show you where we've got to. I've made some mats and layers, and we'll pop it together to actually make a card then.
Great.
So I'll show you the one that I did at home. I've just taken it one step further, so you can see I've got here the same idea. This is the one we've just done, and then when I bring this one in, I've added some of our glossy highlights just over the berries as well to create some dimension and a little bit of texture on there. So that was, I needed that to dry for you before we did the rest of it today. So let me just get rid of the excess off there. And then literally I've just made some mats and layers to go with it. We're going to put some green in the background, so that's going to show through my design here. So let's just get these stuck together, and then it's just simply a case of adding all the pieces on there. So literally just some green mirror card that was from one of the older collections, I think. I'm sort of still work in progress in my craft room, and I've got lots of boxes of these lovely speciality cards that I've collected over the years from the different collections, and they weren't getting used. So what I've done is I've actually taken them all out of the boxes and put them into colour bands. So, you know, I've got all the pinks together, all the greens together, etc. And I've found that I'm actually using them much more now. So that's going to go in the background, and then I've cut 2 pieces for the edges there. So we'll pop those on the edges. And then I've used the die. I'll show you what I mean in a second when I just stuck these down. So that one's going to go on there. And then we're going to pop this one on the other side. And then I thought it looked a little bit bare at the front, so I've chosen a different paper to go on the front. and then use the die to create that shaping to go around it. So let's just get that one stuck down on there. And this is what I mean. I've actually used the edge of the die here,
fab.
popped it down and drew round it, and just
Yeah.
cut it with my scissors so that these fit perfectly now and follow that shape that we've got in the die. So again, we'll just pop those on. These are just a paper layer. I didn't do a matten layer on the front. I've just done a paper layer there. So we'll pop that double-sided on there. Pop that one on that side. That one on the t'other, as we'd say, on t'other side.
Aye.
I was watching Debbie yesterday, and it was Joe, I think, that was on, wasn't it, yesterday? And they were talking about different ways of saying hello. And he just turned around. I think I've got them on the wrong side, actually. That one looks as if it's slightly...
Oh, fat to thin almost, isn't it?
Yeah. So because I've used my tape pen, I should be able to get that one up and pop it on. You know, not that we're a perfectionist or anything like that. I do like it to be right. There we go.
I wouldn't have noticed, Jan.
Did you not notice that? There we go, look, that's better. Yeah, that fits better.
Oh, it does fit better.
Yeah, we're talking about different ways, and he said to Debbie, he says, how would you say hello, where you're from, Debbie? She went, hey up.
Hey up, me duck. Are you me ducks, though, or you not, are you?
Not so much ducks, no.
Not ducks.
Flower.
Flower? Hey up, flower?
Hey up, flower. Yeah, bit of a Yorkshire lass. Hey up, flower.
My granddad was from Derbyshire, and he was always me duck. Hey up, me duck.
And then all I'm going to do is just stick those last ones together. So that side is going to stick to there, and then this side is going to stick to that one. And then we've got the little bits in the middle there, if we get them folded in, and just burnish that again because it's been flat in my bag on the way here. And the same with that one.
So what I get very confused with up here is when you, if you leave a conversation or you leave somewhere or you go to a shop and buy something and you just leave in the shop, everyone up here says, see you later.
Yeah, see you later.
You notice that?
I'm not going to see you later.
No, I'm not going to. Like, I just popped to the shop to, I don't know, get a loaf of bread. I'll see you later.
See you later.
No, you're not. I'm not coming back. What are you talking about? Oh, you don't mean literally?
Not literally, no.
No. See you
so
later.
right, let's just turn that one round for you. Then you can see we've got that lovely sort of design there. It's almost mirrored in the back of it with that mirror card in there, and just the details on the edges for you. So that was the sprigs of holly.
Yeah.
From that lovely centerpiece collection.
Absolutely stunning, and that price today is amazing. £24.92 or $31.53 for shopping with us in the US. I did think to myself a little bit earlier on, launched a course on the 10th of July, that particular collection, best price we've ever done it for. I did think it was low. It's a 40% saving, of course, plus another 20% if you're a platinum member. That is a brilliant price. And again, the kind of collection I think that you'll come back to year after year after year. Christmas time. We'll be featuring that more a little bit later on. It's coming up on Creative Cravings tonight from 7, 2 o'clock Eastern time, 11 o'clock Pacific. Some really good deals for you today as well. Something else which we're going to be showing you a little bit later on is our Garden Party Complete Collection. This is a brilliant time again to jump in and grab this because, you know, whilst you might very much have sort of Christmas on the brain right now, looking at creating those Christmas projects, nice to be able to pick this particular collection up at a 45% saving, huge saving on this one, with 3D embossing folders. You've got that gorgeous 12x12 paper pad, the 6x6 pad, there's doilies in there. You've got a beautiful rosette die included. There's a lovely selection of stamps. There's the ornate lace die, the whimsical balloons. It's a huge collection. Plus, of course, you're also going to get in there your 12x12 luxury pearlescent card pad as well. 45% you're saving on that today. It's £76 or $99.20. As I say, not specifically a collection which you might think to yourself you're going to be using right now, but nice to have that one at that price, isn't it, right now, popped away in your crafty locker, and you've got it there then for when you want to start crafting as the spring and summertime rolls around again next year. Lots of lovely comments coming through. A few questions as well, which we'll tackle in just a second. CB on YouTube is saying these simple colour choices for the card has given this a touch of elegance. Yeah, real sort of Christmas elegance, that last card. Loved it a lot. Deborah Fleur on YouTube saying, oh, Jan, the shine on the berries and the gold on the leaves just made it pop. Joining real late, but we'll watch from the beginning later. Morning all. Few questions. Sarah on Facebook says, Jan, do you ever wash your wipe cloth or do you just keep adding gunk to it?
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep going, and then when it gets too messy, I usually swap it out for a new one, but I do get quite fond of them.
And Deanna said, what dimensions are the paper that you used for the base of that card?
For the base, it was, I think it was, let's have a look, 11 and a half in total, which was almost the full length of our A4. So I've just cut that little tiny sliver off the end by 6. So 6 inches tall to accommodate the depth of the die there. And then 11 and a half. And then I've scored at 2 1/4 and 2 3/4.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just giving me a little 1/2 inch piece in the middle. And then when you've got the 1/2 inch at each side, you've actually got an inch sort of depth inside it there. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Any more questions, by the way? Keep this coming. 20 minutes left on the show. Thank you to Sarah Jane as well, who's doing our socials today. Just chatting about, you know, the different ways people say things. She says, do you know all the ways that you can use the word canny yet, Ben? I just think, like, canny up here just means good, doesn't it? That's canny, is nice, canny, funny. No, not canny do that. That's Scottish, isn't it? You don't go, that's what Craig would say. He'd be like, I can't do a Scottish accent now, like, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. But up here they go, well, yeah, man, that's dead canny, like. Well, yeah, he's proper canny. Canny good, you can say, can't you? That's canny good. So if there's lots of something you can say a canny few. Well, I did not know that. I'm still learning. I've been up here, about 8 weeks now, and I am just about beginning to understand all of my neighbours. I can even hold a conversation with them now, which is great. Right, we have got another canny demo coming your way with a brilliant collection. It is the canny Liftables. These are fabbo because they are. What I loved about it is when I first saw these, I thought it was just going to be one die, which was going to allow you to create that liftable effect. But within each of the different ranges that you get lots of separate dies. So you can really kind of make bespoke cards and actually mix and match these all up as well, which I just think is brilliant. I think it's canny. £26.37 or $36.82 is the platinum price on this collection. And Jan's got the boards to show us here. These are really clever, aren't they? And again, you've got total personalisation with these, haven't you?
Absolutely. You know, you can go from small project to large project, and they're great for sort of card projects. You could add them to your scrapbooking. You can make home decor projects with them. Really, really clever idea with these. And they get their name from the element of the die that actually lifts out. So you can see, if I just tip this on its side here, you can see we've got that lovely sort of dimension going on where the wings in the butterfly on this particular one actually lift out of the die. So it's not cut all the way through. Having said that, they're very easy to snip into if you did want to cut them out and make them a separate embellishment. So this one's beautiful butterflies, and you can see in total here lots and lots, right down to that little tiny weeny one, which are cut into the black. It's just not as obvious here, and even the little tiny ones, the wings lift out, look, so they're anchored in the centre,
yeah,
but you can just see how they lift up. So to give you an idea of those in sort of real life terms, you've got a sample there that's using quite a few of the different ones. I think this is a great sample as well. Let me just get the front properly there. You see how it's going to go? It's like a little accordion.
Yeah.
But using these, and you can see how they've cut into the card, but you've got that ability to lift those wings out. As I say, even right down to the little tiny ones there. So that was beautiful butterflies. Then we've got the dancing dragonflies. We're going to use this one in the demo. All right, so again, same principle. You've got all those different ones. They look like bodies all over here, don't they? But trust me, there are wings attached to them. So it cuts out the body, And you can see there where those wings lift to give you that sort of reveal underneath. So you could put different colours underneath, put your ink backgrounds underneath there. But again, just to give you an idea of what those look like, again, using 3 of the different sizes there in conjunction with some of your papers. Really, really pretty designs. And again, the fact that they're all separate means that you can choose the layout for your design. You know, you're not governed to this die cuts out this shape.
Yes.
So we've got happy hearts, and again, you can see the side of the hearts there just lift up as well, right down to even those little tiny ones, look, right at the bottom. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 13 pieces there, which I think is pretty, sort of, they vary slightly. We'll tell you on the packaging how many. But again, you know, looking at that in sort of that gradient there from the little one all the way down, different colours behind it, and then we've also got that little dragonfly hiding behind there as well. So mixing and matching them, they don't all have to be the same. And with the heart one here, all the little heart pieces are actually freebies because they die cut out of the middle of the design there. Then we've got your pointed petals. And again, you can see, you know, the petals, they get flattened where they're put back in our boxes for storage, but you can see how all the petals, right down to those little tiny ones, lift up there. And again, nice example of that one when we get it the right way up, Jan. Yeah, so just some inked background there, but you can see the dimension with those petals standing up. As I say, they're very simple to snip into as well. If you wanted to make a separate flower to go on as an added embellishment, you've only got to snip where they're actually attached on the card pieces, and you've got a separate embellishment there. And then this one, we've got shining stars, same again, and this actually blew me away. I just look at this for an idea.
Oh, I love that.
You know, I mean, that's just taking something to the next level,
It's like a sorting hat.
It is, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah.
So, you know, why not go for something like this? Absolutely beautiful. I'm just having a look. Joanne. My hats off to you, Joanne.
Yay!
Absolutely love that. I've seen
magic.
it on social media, and I was really pleased when I saw it here today. So yeah, just the ideas you can go. And then no collection would be complete without our fluttering fairy. So again, it cuts out the centerpiece where her body is there, and you can see then we've got those lovely raised wings. So just again to give you an example there of it in a design, we've got that lovely sort of fold back card there. Yeah, so let's have a play then. We're going to use that dragonfly, and I'm just going to make a nice little gift box. I just wanted to keep it nice and simple. You know, it doesn't have to be all singing and dancing. You can make something, you know, that's quite sort of small in size, and I'm going to work on a couple of pieces. So I'm going to die cut from my patterned piece here, and this is going to be the top section of the box, and then when we stick it down, lift the wings, we're going to see that plain green underneath. So what I want then, I've got my dragonflies here, and I'm going to take the largest one to start with there, and I'm going to position that right in the center of here and just stick it down a little tiny bit there. Okay, just to make sure it doesn't move. So I want to make sure that I've got just about the right angle on it like that. Pop it in, and that's literally the bit that I'm going to cut out for you, just to show you how these work. So again, thin metal die, so your normal set of shims there, your frosted one, your magnetic one, that top plate, and pass that through the machine there.
Thank you to Sarah Rister, who's just been in touch to say, I'm new to card making. Watching has helped me tremendously with choosing colour combos, mats and layering. I'm hoping to make all my Christmas cards this year. Thank you, Cece, for the inspiration. That's the plan in the Moseby household as well, actually, to make my daughter's Christmas cards this year.
Yeah.
Can't quite yet choose which particular collection we might go with. I'm thinking of doing some stamping so that she can get some colouring in going as well.
Yeah. Fantastic. The little snowmen collection are quite cute. Or the penguins.
Little penguins.
Yeah.
Are very, very cute. I also like the Christmas tree. You know the little Christmas tree stamps that we've got with the sentiments that make up the tree. I really like those as well.
Yeah, I launched those. They were really pretty.
Yeah.
So again, you can see now we've got that cut out, that you've got that element of sort of see-through, and then we can also bring up and shape these wings. Now you could die cut this a second time if you wish and build up the layers. You could die cut a slightly smaller one and snip it out and pop it over the top. I'm just going to keep it nice and simple on this one. So I literally want to just stick this to the other piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop glue. I'm going to use the wet glue so that I've got a bit more control over it. But I don't want to get those wings. So I'm going to fold those up out of the way and make sure that all the other pieces are actually stuck down. So we'll go around the edge first. And then you want to make sure that you go around this part as well, because this needs to be stuck down nice and flat to allow you to be able to lift those wing pieces out securely and not worry about damaging your design. So just make sure we've got glue around all those pieces, and then we can stick that onto that matte layer. So we're just, and this is going to be the top section of that box there. So make sure that this is all stuck down in the background, nice and flat. And then we've got the ability, and what I'm going to do is just curl those wings a little bit there, now that we've got them in place. And this is only paper from one of the paper pads, you know, so you can do this with your cardstocks. Again, your glitter card would look lovely with the wings like that. And then I don't know how much it will show up, but I thought about just adding a little bit of my sparkle pen just on. You might not catch it until it's dry, but just on those wings there, it just lends itself, because when you get them in the light, it will pick up that sort of sparkly on the wings. So just where they're actually lifted are proud of the design there, we'll just pop it on there and let that dry. And my pen got a bit giddy, it's decided to splatter. It was excited clearly to come and join the party. So then,
I know how it feels.
Let that dry for a second, and I've just got some mats and layers that we're going to pop round the edge of the box lid there. Yeah. So again, we'll just pop those on with the tape pen.
Like Laura's message about ways to say, so we talk about hellos and goodbyes, haven't we? And Laura says, I grew up hearing take care as a parting alternative to goodbye. So I say it. I recently had a co-worker tell me how considerate I am because I say it to my patients. It just reminds me of a bloke back down where I used to live. He used to work in our local co-op, and his parting shot was always enjoy. So you'd go into the shop and you'd buy your loaf of bread and your milk. Enjoy. You know, you'd go in and you'd buy some ice cream, for example. Enjoy. One time I went in and I bought, I always remember this, I bought a bulb and some toilet cleaner. Enjoy. So, need to change the record a bit there, mate, on that one. I mean, you know, that is a bit...
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Enjoy your toilet cleaner and your bulb. Thanks very much, I will. Great.
And then this one there, you can just see, I don't know whether it's picking it up on the camera, I can see here in the studio where it's just glimmering that little bit. George is coming to have a look.
There
Bring
he comes.
it there for him, look. See if we can pick it up. I'll just wiggle it round a little bit. It's only just delicate, but it just adds that extra little bit of detail to it there. Yeah. And then because that's still a bit wet, I'm just going to put, in fact, let me use the Collal because we're on the cardstock to cardstock instead of wasting my my tacky there. Okay, so we'll pop that one on the back there. And then pop that one on the top of the box, and I just wanted this sort of to be like a little feature on the top of that little box. Just a cute little design there.
Yeah, super cute.
Doesn't have to be anything, you know, really flash and fancy. And then again, I've just got the tape on here ready to pop that together. So we'll stick that now, and then I've got the base at the ready. And again, just a nice little gift box. You know, if you wanted to add some more, you could have actually put, the little ones would have fit on the side panels there. We could have actually done some of the little ones on here. But I've just kept it nice and simple. Again, I would probably add some gems if I was at home to the centre of the spine, of the body of the Dragonfly there. But I just think it's a really sort of neat little design. And again, little cute gift box. You know, we're all going to need gift boxes over the Christmas period. Of course. It doesn't have to be a Christmas design on them. You know, the stars would work for Christmas. So yeah, just nice and simple. As I say, keeping it very minimal. And again, you've got that decent sized little box there. Yeah. Took it down to just a 4x4 inch because I wanted it to sort of not overlook The little dragonfly there, yeah?
Absolutely beautiful. And again, you can see that you've got so much as far as craftability is concerned with this collection. Love the fact that you can pick and choose, you can mix and match, and not just for your card projects as well, as you've seen there. Great for your 3D projects, great for your dimensional projects, your boxes, things like that. Lovely, lovely collection for what, £32.96 or $46.03. Platinum, another 20% savings, so $26.37 or $36.82. I cannot believe that we are almost to the end of the show. It's a busy old day with launch day coming up, Creative Cravings coming up. Jan's got to put her tag on.
I forgot to put my tag on my box.
We're going to get Jan, actually, in just a second, to line up all of the demos from this particular show, so you can vote on your favourite. Have you done three? Or you done three?
Three this morning, yeah. Three this morning. More planned this afternoon. So what we've done this morning, then we started off the top of the show, just previewing launch day, and we had that lovely background with the stains there and the stamps, mix and match stamps from Creative Expression. So that was project number 1. Number 2 was that Christmas centerpiece where we decorated the holly design there. So number 2 on your list with the diorama design there. And then number 3, we've just done that cute little, I forgot to put my tag on, so I've just added the tag there, all right, with the little bit of sparkle on his wings for the Liftables. So that one was number 3. Okay.
Okie dokie. 1, 2
or 3.
Or 3. Get your votes in on that one. And then, of course, we'll do the votes and calculate those in just a few moments' time. Right. Jan's doing a little dance for you there, like that. Bit of the old, I don't know what that was, but it was fun.
Bit of madness, dude.
Madness, that's what it was. What was I thinking? Genesis then for a second?
I don't know.
Genesis, madness, whatever you like. 1, 2 or 3, get the votes coming in.
It was a bit too quick then for our George. Exit stage left and he wasn't with me.
Just to give you some details of some other goodies, we've only got a few minutes left on the show. Those beautiful opaque pigment inks, your Christmas centerpiece collection. If you want to jump in and grab those, you can do. They are available now. The colours available for you in the Chinese red. You've also got your twilight grey, you've got your green topaz, your grasshopper, also the friar brown, the sandstorm, and then we're back to the Chinese red. So you've got all of those colours available for $24.26 or $33.02. And you've also then got available the Liftables collection, which we showed you a few moments ago. That's coming up on Creative Cravings a little bit later on for you as well. So the ink pads for the Liftables, we basically put these together to work in conjunction with the collection. Of course, when you think about all of your butterflies and dragonflies that are included in there, you've got a lovely ink pad selection to go with that too. $24.26 or $33.02 is the platinum price on that. And then your hero tool coming up later on Creative Cravings is the Gemini Go accessories collection. Again, love the fact that we're giving you the storage with this as well. You've got the storage bag included there, and then all of the plates with that as well. So as I say, you're going to get your purple cutting plate, your clear cutting plates, your magnetic shim, your metal cutting plate, the rubber embossing mat, and that storage bag to pop those in as well. £16.19 or $28.35. Everyone saves 30%, plus another 20% off if you're platinum. That hero tool price, of course, only applicable for the next 24 hours or whilst stocks last. Lots of chat coming in about the day today. Lots of love for that last demo as well. The box. Debbie just saying that box gorgeous. Pammy on YouTube saying perfect size for some homemade fudge as well. I still haven't tried Sarah's homemade fudge.
Have you not managed to get any?
No, she always goes on about that and then never delivers the goods.
Nice.
That's what I've heard.
Very nice. I've seen her in here with it.
Have you?
Maybe it was on one of your off days.
I think she must.
Or days off, should I say? That made it sound as if you weren't well, didn't it?
Yeah. On one of your off days, she brings it in. That's why I need fudge. because I'm having an off day, Sarah. I know you're busy at the minute, but if you're watching,
Oh, bless.
bring in some fun. We will announce the result of the demo of the show in just a second, but you got a bit of a recap as to what's coming up for the day, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, it's a good day. Well, every day is a good day, but you know, when they give me all these goodies to play with, what can I say? So yeah, Ben and I will be back on your screens at 3 p.m. here in the UK this afternoon with our brand new launch show for all those creative expressions goodies. So 10 a.m. over on the East Coast, 7 a.m. on the Pacific Coast, and I'm going to do some more with the stains. We're going to get our Ben involved with the shaving foam. Yeah, all sorts to show you with those later. So that's this afternoon on launch. And then we've got Creative Cravings at 7 o'clock here in the UK. So 2 p.m. over on the East Coast, 11 a.m. on the Pacific. And again, some more collections in there, including those centerpieces, those liftables, the garden party collection for you. So yeah, looking forward to demoing, and we'll see what we can do for the rest of the day for you. So hope you can join us.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun day. As you can see, lots lined up, lots of new goodies as well. If you have got your eye on anything over the course of the show, make sure you get your baskets and your carts checked out, because I have a feeling it's going to be a busy old day. Thank you for all the votes coming through as well on the demo of the show. 1, 2 or 3, which do you reckon won?
I know which one would be mine.
Right.
But I'm a bit biased.
Okay.
I would be voting for number 1. I like that one.
You would vote for number 1.
Yeah.
I can tell you, well, it's funny, I think we're all in agreement here, because I can hear 1 in the gallery. I like number 1,
Yeah.
and it's a good... Oh, George liked 3. Don't listen to George. Number 1 was the winner.
I thought it might be, yeah. Thank you very much, guys. As I say, I've got lots more to show you if you can join us this afternoon.
And I can guarantee one thing for you today as well on Crafters TV. There will be a Jan winning project going up onto the Crafty Walk of Fame. It's Jan versus Jan. Versus Jan. Well, thank you for joining us over the course of the last hour and a half. We will be back in an hour and a half to bring you the official launch of those brand new goodies. So until then, if you've got stuff in your baskets, get them checked out. Big thank you to Jan. Big thank you to you for watching, and we'll be back in an hour and a half.